Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Before we jump in today's topic, I'm going to be sharing a giveaway, a chance to win some free silver hosted by the Silver Forum. Now, not only should you sign up for a chance to win some free silver, but this, especially if you're a new stacker, should be your go-to. Not only can you buy, sell, and trade on here, they have videos, you can become a premium member, and it's just a great way to engage in the precious metals community. Now, this giveaway is for a 1-ounce Queen's Beast Horse of Hanover silver proof coin, so it is proof, and it's from the must-have silver stacking collection, the Queen's Beast series, the most beautiful coins. These coins are going to explode in price, especially since the series has gained so much attraction. So this is a prize drawing. It's free to enter. All you have to do is sign up in the link below. Entry is available to all members. Entry closes the 8th of September. Free worldwide shipping to the winner. You can see some more pictures of it. Beautiful coin. Beautiful coin. I do not have the proof version, which I'm sure looks absolutely incredible. So, with that said, link is in the description if you want to check that out, if you want a chance to win some free silver. Now, let's jump in today's video. So, silver is the comeback kid. Silver is the comeback kid. Everyone doubts silver. Silver stackers have the last laugh. Most people missed the boat. And I say that from a very lighthearted perspective, because even if you're buying silver right now, even if you just came into the precious metals market and you're paying $25, an ounce, it's still, in the grand scheme of things, is extremely cheap. That's understanding silver's true value, silver's true potential, and where it really can and will go sooner than later. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. But right now, this article is explaining what's going on with silver prices. You don't want to just invest into something, blindly, just hoping the price goes up. You got to understand what's going on behind the scenes. And this article explains everything perfectly. So silver traders have certainly earned their summer break. The precious metal has had an eventful year to date, and activity in silver futures stands out among the commodities that have been heavily traded during this crisis. Now, back in March, COMEX silver futures briefly settled below $12 per ounce, a level last seen in 2009. So silver was down to $12. Just 4 months later, the commodity is at 6-year highs, settling above $22 an ounce, bouncing back 80% since the March lows. Even a relatively volatile asset such as silver, this intra-year range is incredibly wide. What happened in the silver market, and what could it mean for the second half of the year? Two very distinct halves. So we can look at silver trading year to date in two very distinct periods. The first one, from January to late March, captures the price action when COVID became a global pandemic, and the silver market was subject to a sharp sell-off, falling 30% year to date. Gold and silver tend to move in tandem, with silver typically showing stronger price movements. And the sell-off was no exception, with silver dropping significant lengths. See, during this period, I remember it so vividly. Everyone was bashing silver, right? Everyone was bashing silver. Gold didn't fall to the rate silver did. All precious metals got hurt from it, but and that was because people liquidating. It was scary. It came full circle. What actually pushed precious metals higher at the end of the day is actually what lowered them in March, right? The panic, the scare from this pandemic, people wanted to liquefy their assets, and now they're trading, they're transitioning their fiat currency into something that holds its value. Now, silver is a win-win situation because it's also an industrial metal. So not only does silver rise or flourish when the economy is in bad shape, it also does when the economy is in good shape, since it's so intertwined with technology. See, gold is more of a monetary asset. It's a monetary metal, so it only rises when, in times of economic turmoil or uncertainty, people transfer the money into gold when they don't trust banks or governments. But silver is a win-win because not only does it do that, it also does when times are good. So there was no exception, with silver dropping significant lengths. In theory, the allure of gold and silver is that they are safe haven assets, like I just mentioned, sought after in times of crisis. In March, however, both gold and silver sold off, right? And that's what I was kind of just explaining. Even these commodities were not exempt from general selling pressure, especially when investors need to sell liquid assets to meet margin calls and collateral demands. By early April, The silver sell-off had pushed the gold to silver ratio to record highs, levels of more than 120 to 1. That means that's how many ounces it takes of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold, or equivalent. So what that means is the ratio has never been 125 to 1 ever. So in March, we made history. And I'm not just talking about history over the last couple of years, history that we've never seen in 5,000 years. What does that mean though, Silver Slayer? That means that silver was the cheapest compared to gold ever. Ever. So if you were someone to get into the market at that point in time, you got a very, very good price. Now, most people didn't, and let me explain why. During that period when silver was $12, any articles, anyone that was talking about silver was talking about it in a negative light, except for like silver stacker YouTube channels like me. I was looking at it as a perfect opportunity to buy silver for extremely cheap, but people bashed me. People said I was crazy, and you know, a lot of people missed out on that opportunity. And right now, it's supposed to be buy low, sell high. Buy the dips, sell the tops. So ideally, if you could fast forward in the future, a couple years from now, and looked at a graph, you would say, I should have bought at $12 and then sold it at $25, right? Well, most people bought at $25 and they're selling at $12 as a panic sell, as an impulsive decision because silver's crashing. So you want to really step outside of yourself. Don't let the emotional thoughts come into play. You know, impulse buying and panic selling is a real thing. I always talk about it because it's happening so much, and you really got to step back. Sometimes it's not always about buying, selling, or trading. Holding is still a very valuable decision, and especially in the precious metals world. So since the lows in late March, silver has continuously outperformed gold, pushing the ratio back towards the levels where it traded historically. Silver is truly the comeback kid. And I was mentioning this when the ratio was 125 to 1 in late March. I kept saying, do not worry, silver is going to recover and stronger than ever. And I didn't have a crystal ball to see the future, but it was blatantly obvious. The ratio being that high meant that silver was either going to appreciate or gold was going to depreciate. And more than likely, it's going to be silver appreciating. It's like gold on steroids. It hit higher highs and lower lows. If gold's going to rise 15%, silver's going to rise 25, 30%. And it goes the opposite. If gold's going to drop 15%, silver's going to drop 25, 30%. It's like gold on steroids. It's a more exaggerated version of gold. So with that said, as gold is now setting record-breaking highs, silver isn't even half of its record high at $50. So silver still has a lot more room to run. Gold itself has found good support after the sell-off in March. Long-term, many factors support the precious metals and, by extension, should also help silver. The fiscal and monetary responses to COVID are enormous on both sides of the Atlantic and elsewhere around the world. Liquidity has flooded markets, and the Fed is effectively keeping yields floored at accommodative levels for the foreseeable future. So inflation expectations are on the rise, as the Fed is also indicating that it will allow overshooting to the 2% inflation target. It should help the economic recovery. So massive money printing, these stimulus packages, quantitative easing, all of this is even more bullish for precious metals. See, the whole point of this video is for you to see the potential and for you to see the reasons why silver is so explosive. And this is one of the most important reasons you need to understand. Money is something that cannot be created nor destroyed. The true value of money. See, fiat currency is not real money. It's a promissory note. Back in the day when our fiat currency was backed by gold and silver, you could deem it as money, but gold and silver is the only form of money, especially when you're looking at it from that point of view. Now, what this means is all of this massive money printing is deflating the dollar. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power due to hyperinflation, and it's only going to crash. So that means gold and silver is the only way to escape this. If you are in debt, you're a slave to the system. They designed it this way. They designed it to fail. It's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card. They're trying to get themselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. It's not going to work. Gold and silver is the answer. Now, the potential for silver's outperformance has not gone unnoticed. The CFTC commitment of trader report shows that managed money accounts have greatly increased their bullish silver positions since the March lows. This trader category includes hedge funds, commodity trading advisors, and and other speculators. Net long positions are not yet back to where they were pre-COVID-19, leaving much room for growth. So here, remember when I was just talking about the first thing that's extremely important to notice and what makes silver explosive? Well, here's the second thing. Green silver. Green silver. Remember when I was talking about how silver is so intertwined with technology because it's an industrial metal as well? This is really going to explode silver where gold is going to lag. The whole world's going green, right? Green energy, this solar power, no more of the old ways. It's all going to be solar panels, and this is a new side of technology. Well, photovoltaic cells, it's what's in these solar panels, which is silver, right? So silver is going to see a huge demand as we go green because everything is going to be this new solar energy that requires silver, along with electric vehicles, along with 5G technology, since silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. So the whole point is silver demand is going to be rising. We're going to need more and more and more silver as the years come, but we know the supply has been extremely short, especially with miners not really focusing on silver. So that I kind of summarized, this part of it, that paragraph. So here's more room to grow. Trading in silver futures has been particularly interesting this year. The asset suffered a huge sell-off in March before regaining all of these losses and then some in the second quarter. The gold to silver ratio remains above its historical mean, and the market positioning is not at extreme levels yet, meaning silver will remain a metal to watch both in absolute terms and relation to gold. It is worth noting that silver is often more volatile than gold, which can lead to higher upwards and downward moves, like I explained. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I brought in a new perspective, especially if you're a newer investor or new into the precious metals world, especially because nowadays it's so easy to invest into gold and silver. Even if you go to the digital side of it, you have apps like Robinhood where all you have to do is click download and then just buy on an app, where before you had to know how to actually function through these extremely complex and complicated exchanges. They're making it more accessible, more convenient for more money to come in, because now you have millennials who are investing, especially since they got a little glimpse of what Bitcoin, or what the potential can bring from investing with the Bitcoin boom. So anyways, I'm just trying to share all the different avenues, all the different reasons why silver is so explosive, and hopefully you see the difference between silver and gold and why I'm so bullish, why I always preach silver instead. Any precious metal is a great investment because that has intrinsic value, but silver to me has more potential. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, go check out the link in the description. This is the silver forum. You definitely want to be engaged with this. It's a perfect way to meet people, to get a feel of the precious metals community, as well as, as enhancing your stacking strategy, because that's what it really is at the end of the day. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.